So I'm Dakota. I work at Ingram as the business development manager on the MediaScout team. Um, I used to work at Random House Children's Books on the rights team there. Um, I don't know how much more I want to go into before we before we have the slides up. Um, Well, I was going to have a slide for this, but I'll just tell you a little bit about Ingram. So I think a lot of people have an idea of what Ingram is. Usually when I ask, they say, oh, you're a distributor, wholesale. We do a lot more than that. So we have library services, print on demand. I really wish the slide was up. Well, there's me. We can print a book in 6 seconds. Fun fact. All right, here we go. All right, so yeah, I'm going to talk about MediaScout, which is our new book-to-screen rights platform. And I am in control of this. There's the slide. All right, so yeah, so we distribute books in all formats, print and digital. We work with tens of thousands of publishers and retailers and libraries. And so from that, we have this really vast database of titles. And that's kind of what led us to MediaScout, which you might be asking because you've never heard Ingram talk about rights before, why we got into this. And so, like I said, we had that database and we were looking at ways that we can use it to help further the book industry. And it became clear very quickly that it would be nice if there was a tool to help bridge the gap between the film and the book industry. And so that's kind of what we've created with MediaScout. And so in that research phase, we talked to 60 studios and production companies to get their feedback, see if what would be useful to them. And one of the things that we heard over and over again was because of this increase in competition, that they really have to dig deeper and find those hidden gems. It's not just the top sellers that are being turned into films, but tracking down the rights for those can be pretty difficult. And so we were looking at what we have in our own database already, and we're like, we think we can help with this. And so we created MediaScout. So this is the film-facing platform here, and it's an information service where they can search through all of the books and immediately see what is available for film rights. And then, as I said, we haven't worked in rights before. So my main job is talking to agents and publishers to get the rights availability onto MediaScout. So we have all of the rest of the data, but it's that current status of it. Is it available? Has it been optioned? Has it been turned into a movie? That's the kind of information we want to know from rights holders. And in order to get that, we've created Data Source. And so that is a self-serve platform. People can log in, add that information in themselves, and manage it there. So I'm going to go now. It's going to be a little short 30-second video of MediaScout. This is the home page here. You can use search by genre, keywords, and immediately see the rights availability by the color of that little R there. The branding is going to change, so it actually will look a little different in about when we launch in March. And then the rights holder contact is right there. And then on the right side is the status. Yeah. All right, so that is MediaScout. And then what I want to talk about next is Data Source, because that is probably the platform that would be most relevant to the people in this room as rights holders. So you can search, you go in the platform, you can search for your title. And then on the right side here, this is how simple it is to add in rights. You add in the rights type, which film rights is the only type that's getting onto MediaScout right now. So you can add film rights and then the status. Now you can also add in audio and translation territory. So whatever territory you're granted, you can add that information in, and the reason we have that right now. So if you don't currently have a rights management system that you use, you can kind of use this as an interim. So if you're a smaller agency that can't afford a rights management system, but you want to put that information in here, you can use it, search your book, and it'll tell you if you have audio, if the rights are available, things like that. So this is an example of a profile. So in Data Source, you add in, once you've added rights to your title, it goes to your profile. You can add in information about yourself. You can list your website, socials, anything that you want to share with a potential film buyer. And then this same profile shows up on MediaScout. So when they find one of your titles and your rights contact comes up, they can click on your name and go into your profile. So the idea here, especially, if they know they like that book, but it's not available, they can see what else you represent. If they know they like working with you, they're like, I know she's really easy to work with. Let's see what else she represents. So yeah, this is what it looks like on MediaScout. And also just didn't talk about any pricing. The good news is that data source is completely free. You can enter in all of your rights statuses. It's free to use. We can also do bulk uploads. So if you don't want to go in title by title because you have a huge list, we can take a report. We can upload through Excel, and we can work with you to kind of build that. Not currently. So we have a lot of future features on the list, and that is one of them. One of them I'm pushing for is to be able to get a report. I think it'd be very useful, obviously. And so when you're searching in data source, so like I didn't really show it, but you can kind of see there's some metadata here, right? It's automatically pulls up to the rights information in data source, but there is a book details page, kind of similar. You think of like Amazon, that's the kind of information. So you get page count, the descriptions there, ISBN. So if any of that information is helpful to you, it's also all on that platform. And eventually, hopefully you can get it in a report. And so this QR code will take you to our landing page. So that video that you saw, the demo video, that is on that page if you want to share it with anyone. And then also to get access to data source, like I said, it's free. It's up and running now. You can just email me. My email's up here. It's dakota.reed@ingramcontent.com. There's also a form that you can fill out on that landing page, and I'm the one that gets that inquiry. So if you fill out your information, it'll go straight to me. Any questions?
So Dakota, any title that's already in Ingram?
Yes. So when I was talking earlier about all the different ways that we work with publishers, I think that people don't realize just how much data of how many titles we have. So it's pretty much everything. We say like US and UK market, we cover quite a bit. If we do not have data on it, we're happy to add it to our database, but we just need more information in that case. So currently, if it's in there, like I said, all we need is that status. If it's not, we need the description, all that extra data.
So probably every publisher in here has titles in Ingram. And right now, the only rights type that's live and active, and I know Margaret's out in LA now talking to Hollywood.
She actually did not go because of the fires.
The fire, sorry. Okay, so your focus at the moment is clients in film business who would come here to look up titles and learn more about titles that might make great television or movie.
Yeah, so the film side, that's our customer here. So they're the ones that will pay to have access to MediaScout. That's why it's free on the rights holder side. And so we're focusing, spending a lot of time on some LA trips. We're hiring for a salesperson from MediaScout. But yeah, that's the customer in this scenario.
But there is a potential for additional rights data and additional rights customers.
Yes, so we do plan in the future to open this up to audio and translation rights. How long that will take, we don't have a timeline yet, but we are building it currently in a way that it can take in that information.
Thank you. Any other questions out here? Yes, MJ.
So you said it's Ingram titles only. So if someone's not got their book on Ingram, then is there any way to get it there?
Yes. So basically we just need the information to add it in. And so previously the only way to get data kind of to Ingram was if you were a customer. As part of kind of this whole, so MediaScout is part of the data team. We've built a new way that publishers can give us data on their books without having to work with us in any other way, which is a new thing. So MediaScout is kind of one of the ways that we think people are going to end up sending us information about titles so that we can get it onto MediaScout. Sorry.
I'm curious if like Ingram Spark books are part of that database or if it's just publishers.
Yep. So actually at the end of February, we are opening up. So currently we have a lot of filters on what's on MediaScout. We wanted to keep it more like film relevant titles, but it was holding back a lot of stuff that we think are still relevant to film. And so at the end of February, we're opening it up to getting rid of those filters. We're also going to allow in Ingram Spark books. We don't have a way set up currently where Spark customers can automatically add in their rights availability. So they just need to reach out to us. One in the back. So right now it's only film rights. So in data source, you can add in audio. And so the foreign territory options right now are basically, we had tried to give options for both agents and publishers, but it's like translation plus UK. So if you're an agent, you can choose that. So there's nowhere currently to be able to say I've made a German deal on this book.
Early days. That's what I want to
Yes.
say. Early days.
We're launching in March with MediaScout. Data source has already been launched. And so it is brand new. And if you have ideas, feedback, we would love to hear it. We're, still working on building features, and this is a long-term, project for us, and we're really excited about it.
Question.
Thank you. And if a producer or a studio matches with the book, then what would be the next steps?
Yes. So your rights detail, your information is right on that page. And so there is nowhere in platform to message or anything like that. We want them going directly to you. So the goal here is that they just see immediately like, oh, that's available. I'm interested in this. It's available. I can move on to the next step, reach out to the rights holder. So we don't want to know if you make a deal. Great. We would love for you to update the status, but we don't want to know anything about the deal. No numbers, anything like that. Yes.
Create an account.
Yes, you have to create an account. It's currently by invite only, so we send you through email basically a link to sign up for an account.
Thank you.
I'm holding her microphone for her. Mic drop. Thanks, Dakota. Thanks, everybody.